I'm Indy Nidell, and this is Out of the Trenches, where I sit here in the chair of wisdom and answer your questions about the First World War. Okay, who shot down the Red Baron? I'm surprised we haven't answered this one in the... Manfred von Richthofen, aka the Red Baron, was the most well-known flying ace of all time. He was a true celebrity. He was feared and praised by friend and foe alike. But a day after he shot down his 80th victim, he himself ran out of luck and was shot down and killed. But by whom? Well, Captain Brown, a Canadian pilot of the Royal Flying Corps, flying a Sopwith Camel single-seat fighter, was credited with shooting down the Red Baron after a dogfight above Australian trench lines. However, many of the Australian soldiers on the ground also claimed to have fired the bullets that killed von Richthofen with their anti-aircraft guns or with just their regular machine guns. So ever since the Red Baron died, historians have tried to find the true killer of the legendary German ace. Among the contestants for the title were Brown, the Sopwith pilot, Sergeant Popkin, a Vickers machine gunner, Robert Bowie with his Lewis gun, or Snowy Evans with a Lewis M20 gun. Confusion is further caused by two separate post-mortem reports on the body, written by Australian doctors who examined Captain Baron von Richthofen at the No. 3 Squadron Base of the Australian Flying Corps at Poulainville. Okay, the first one of those reports shows how the exit wound is on the left side and that the .303 rifle bullet had to be shot from the ground in front of the plane. The second report shows that the exit wound was the one on the left, which suggests that the bullet was fired from the same level as where von Richthofen was when he was shot, so from the air. Newer research shows that the bullet had to be fired from behind, below, and lateral to von Richthofen, and that it had punctured his heart on impact. Both Captain Brown and Gunner Bowie were in no position to inflict such a wound. The only known soldier that was in the correct position was Sergeant Popkin. He opened fire twice on von Richthofen, and when the Baron turned away for the second time, Popkin allegedly shot him with his machine gun. Why allegedly? Because it could always have been some unknown soldier who had never reported on having fired at the Red Baron. All right, here's one. Let's see. Oh, it's about another celebrity. Okay, what did Marie Curie do during the First World War? All right, Marie Curie, you might be surprised to hear, was a major war hero of the First World War. It's true. As most of you know, in the early part of the 20th century, she was a pioneer working with radioactivity. She discovered radium, she discovered polonium. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. She's the only person to win Nobel Prizes in two fields, in physics in 1903 and in chemistry in 1911. Now, Curie was originally from Warsaw, which was part of the Russian Empire before the war, but by 1914, she was living in Paris, setting up the Radium Institute. Now, many of her researchers went off to fight when the war began, and Curie took her radium, France's only radium, from Paris to Bordeaux as the Germans advanced. She well knew that X-rays would be of incalculable advantage to French doctors treating wounded soldiers. And many French hospitals had X-ray machines by that time, but they were far from the battlefields, and that wasn't much help when you have to, find a bullet in a body right away so you can remove it. So she and her daughter set up a fleet of vehicles that were not only portable X-ray machines, they also had photograph darkroom equipment for developing the X-rays. She did all this by getting wealthy people to donate vehicles and French X-ray manufacturers to donate their equipment and portable generators to run the whole thing. Already by October 1914, the first 20 Petit Curies, as they were called, were ready for action. Thing is, though she had lectured on X-rays, she didn't have any practical experience with them, so she basically took crash courses in not only X-rays, but also human anatomy, since, you need to know that to read the X-rays. She also learned both to drive and to repair automobiles. Now, of course, she couldn't do all of the work alone, so she trained women volunteers. In the end, 150 of them to use the machines. She would even set up some 200 semi-permanent radiological units at field hospitals, and she used most of her Nobel Prize money to buy war bonds. Through her work during the war and the small army of women she recruited, It's estimated that over 1 million wounded soldiers received X-ray exams in the field during the war. That no doubt saved a great many lives. So yeah, she was a big war hero. Actually, speaking of the war in the skies, if you'd like to see our special episode about Bloody April, you can click right here to see that. And you can also like us on Facebook and follow us on things like Instagram and Twitter, and you'll be very, very happy. See you next time.